Hello, can you hear me? If you can hear me okay, and you can just say yes in the comment in the chat, or you can just say thumbs up. Awesome, awesome. All right, yeah. So last weekend something didn't work quite well, so there's no audio. But this time it seems like it is working, so awesome. Okay, and so, it is 11 o'clock right now, right on time. So thank you for being here. And I'd like to wait just a little bit more until a few more people coming in and we can go ahead and start. But for those of you who are here right now, and hello and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. And if you could tell me and where you are joining me from today in the chat, that would be great. Just quickly introduce yourself. Oh, Jeff from Tacoma, Washington. Welcome, Jeff. I don't know if you know, or you probably know, we used to live in the Seattle area, and we just recently moved to Michigan. So Tacoma, we know Tacoma very well. And Kevin, oh, Maine, David from Switzerland. Wonderful. Yeah, it's great. And in case you're wondering, I am in Michigan State right now, Southwest Michigan, a small town city called Portage, Michigan. We had a little bit of snow here in the last few days. I don't know if you guys have had the snow yet in Maine, Switzerland, maybe not. All right. Well, let's take a moment to whether you're sitting or lying down, wherever you are, and let's take a moment to connect with your own body right now. Close your eyes. And just to begin to notice and sense your breath. Begin to sense your body. And begin to notice the sound around you, or the sound of your breath. And you can slowly open your eyes. And now that you are more present, we can begin. So today's topic is why your body is not broken. It is protecting you. So let's talk about that. And I know many people that I work with and feel like their body is broken. Not working for them, but working against them. I know many of you are probably feeling this way, right? So how many of you who are listening right now and feel like your body is not really working for you? It's holding you back. It feels like your body is really fragile. You feel vulnerable. Do you feel that? And where does that come from? There's a lot of stories, right? And to your body, and based upon what you have experienced in the past, what you have been told, you have stories about your body. What makes you feel like your body is broken? And feel free to share that in the chat. Something very simple. When I ask you, how are you feeling today? And how would you respond? Do you start looking for places, areas of your body that are not well, that are painful, that are tense, that are restricted? And do you go to the stories about your body, things that you have been told by your doctors or the therapist, diagnoses that you're given in the past, for example, misalignment of your body structures that are somehow creating all the difficulties in your body with the movements? So in in our life, and many people, well, means we there's something happens, we injure the body, and that's quite normal, right? And then oftentimes it just we get better, we feel fine, we move on. But sometimes we injure ourselves, and somehow pain and the symptoms don't go away or go away and come back. And we'll see a doctor, and the doctor will tell you this is what is going on. This is what you need to do to fix that. Maybe it's as simple as that, or maybe it's not. Then you continue to experience the pain and do the things that you're told to do, yet you continue to experience difficulties. And perhaps then you see someone else, another doctor, a therapist, or going through more testings to find out there's more problems in your body. And this is how you can fix them. Maybe you have tried that. Maybe that helped, but maybe only for a short time. So you follow their instructions. And but yet in the same experience. So and you people go through this kind of the cycles. And over the time and months and years and sometimes and people starts to have so many different diagnoses or problems about their bodies. So imagine that you hear someone telling you this is broken, this is how you fix it. So you try to do that, yet it's not fixed. And somebody else tell you, no, this is a problem, this is how you fix it. Then you continue to do that. What happens over time, if you continue to do that, then you end up with how many different problems, right? And when you're stuck in that pattern and chasing your symptoms, and and that starts to become part of your self-image. It starts to identify yourself based upon all the labels, diagnoses, and you associate those diagnoses with uh, your physical experience, your pain, restrictions, tension, and so forth. So that is really, really changing your beliefs and changing your nervous system's state. Does that sound familiar to you? Maybe not everyone, but maybe a lot of you are feeling that. You can say yes in the chat if that really resonates or if that really sounds like, well, that's my experience. And do you really believe that your body is broken? I hope not. And have you ever felt like your body was letting you down? So what is the one area that is calling and that has been calling and for your attention lately? You can say in the chat, oh, it's my shoulder, it's my neck, it's my jaw, it's my low back, whatever it might be. And if your body could talk right now, what do you think it would say? So let's talk about now when I say why your body is not broken, it is protecting you. What does that mean? So look at this situation from a perspective of your nervous system. As you go through a cycle of fixing your symptoms and end up in getting more problems than when you started with. And that is slowly begin to become your new self-identity and self-image. And that really starts to make your nervous system become very, very protective. Nervous system is really in fight or flight or freeze state. And then it becomes hyper vigilant, as if there is an ongoing threat and danger around your body. Nervous system perceiving your body as a threat. And nervous system perceiving your body and the environment as a danger. And therefore, it is trying to protect itself and protect you by changing, by contracting your body. You feel the tension building up in your body. Breathing changes. Pain is another physical manifestation. So all those changes you experience in your body are the physical manifestations of how your nervous system is perceiving your body and responding. When there is an actual threat and danger, then of course you want to know that. So it is normal and it is healthy for the nervous systems to go into a fight or flight, so that you can fight or you can flight, run away from a danger. If you sprain your ankle, then, well, you want to stay off of that sprained ankle. So the nervous system is trying to protect you by letting you know that you don't want to continue to put a weight on that sprained ankle so that you can let it heal. And that's normal, right? And that is a good thing. But somehow, nervous system continues and it becomes so protective and is so sensitive so that it can perceive even what is normal and healthy and not threatening, but as a danger. And so the people continue to experience the pain and long after the initial onset of the injury. Maybe initially strain the muscles or sprain the ligaments, irritated the joints or the discs, whatever it might be. And but yet, after several months, there's still people continue to experience the pain as if there is an ongoing damage that is happening. But that may not be the case. And so the brain, your nervous system is doing its best to protect you. But for the nervous system to stay stuck in fight or flight when there is really not an actual threat and danger to your body, it's not really, really good. And so that's quite common actually, and for people to have that. So when you continue to chase and believe that you experience the pain because you're damaging your body, then you do something, you move your body, you experience the pain because the brain perceives there isn't a danger around your body about the way that you move. So you continue to experience the pain because the nervous system continues to perceive your body as a danger. Then what happens over time, it becomes your range of your ability to move, and it becomes smaller and smaller because you anticipate a pain. And when you don't really know what can trigger a pain, well, that's very, very scary. That is a fear. The nervous system responds in such a way that you now continue to feel pain. So fear, when you sense the fear, when your nervous system senses the fear, that's when you feel a pain and restriction in your body. Instead of doing something, instead of your body is being broken, you're doing damaging to your body tissues. But what is actually happening is that the nervous system perceiving your body as a danger and threat. Right? So pain is a real experience that we all have. And pain is real, obviously, right? Mhm. But how do we change that? And that's the question. So let's say our body is not broken. Or that may be an actual, conditions about the body, disc herniations. Well, that happens. Torn ligaments of the muscles. Well, that happens, right? But then naturally, and tissues heal unless you are continuously straining, putting the demands on. So it's not really normal for people to experience the pain after several months. The tissues are actually okay. Just because you have a herniation of the disc, it doesn't mean that you have you should have a pain. People with or without herniations or and may or may not have a pain. So the point is that pain does not equal the actual damage to your body. But the pain often means and is based upon how the nervous system perceives your body as a threat. But we can create a condition for the nervous system to feel safe again. And through a somatic movement practice. And that's really the power of you learning to connect with your body and then introducing and finding a new ways of relating to your body and moving your body. So this is why I always on my YouTube videos, I like to give the opportunity for you and to experience such a change through your body. Just listening to these ideas is not enough because you have to give your nervous system an experience and such an experience. And you have to really sense such a change into your body and for the nervous system to actually to shift. And for you to change your self-image and the beliefs about your body and the story that you have been carrying throughout. So that said, it's the heart of this work and the practice is you and we experience the change in through our body. So let's do this together right now. Okay. And I'd like to invite you, just like my regular weekly YouTube videos, I'd like to invite you and to connect with your body right now. And it's not important for you to see me on the screen. It is important for you to pay attention to your body and listen to your body for the next, I don't know how long, maybe 10 minutes or so. So let's find a space where you can lie down. You don't have to lie down on the floor. You can lie down on the couch. You can lie down on the bed if that's more comfortable, easier for you. But if you can lie down on the floor comfortably, please do lie down. And close your eyes. And feel free to use any head support. And find a way to just make yourself as comfortable as you can to lie down. Then if you aren't lying down right now, and bring your legs down long, bring your arms down at your side comfortably, just for a moment. And it take a moment and to just sense your body and sense how your body is resting just at this moment. And feel and sense the two sides of your body. Right side and the left side. Feel the weight and the contact of your right leg and the left leg. Notice how the right leg or the heel, your calf, and the back of your thighs and the right hip, pelvis, making a contact, weight, how the weight is distributed, and compare that to the left side. When you compare two sides, what thoughts and emotions come up to you? Do you go to any of your stories about your body based upon things you've been told? Do you associate that and with any diagnosis of things that you've been told by some people? It's easy to judge and to assume there has to be one side is better than the other side. So take a note of that as you are just simply observing your body and comparing the two sides. Can you compare without judging? Which may not be easy to do, right? You feel maybe more weight on the right side, you feel less weight, maybe you perceive that more weight is better. Maybe you perceive the less weight is better. Do you feel something's different between the two sides? Maybe you start to associate that and starts to interpret based upon your experience. But can you leave that and simply notice a difference and feel the low back space between the back and the floor? How much space do you feel and sense? You feel like a lot of space, arch? Or is the low back and touching the floor? Do you feel like a right side and left side contact is different? One side is closer to the floor than the other side. Again, judgment? Maybe. You feel like your spine's twisted. Oh, that's bad, right? And that maybe scares you. Oh, my back, my spine is so twisted. It's so extended arch that I shouldn't have, that I need to fix. That's causing me all the pain that I have right now. Maybe, maybe not. But can you let that go? Can you observe and simply observe as if you are observing an artwork, right? If you're at the art museum, observing a paint, observing a piece of artwork with a curiosity, but not with a judgment. Or as if you are walking and at the park on a nice day and observing and seeing trees, seeing plants, and seeing whatever's in the nature with curiosity, but there's really no judgment about that. And could you observe yourself and observe your body from the same, with the same kind of curiosity? So feel your entire back, the back side of your body, how they contact. And notice that some parts resting on the floor, some parts maybe not so much of a contact. There's a space. If you feel the entire spine, notice some parts contact the floor and some parts don't contact the floor. You feel like one side is, you feel like the spine is maybe bent one way or twisted one way or the other way. That's all fine. It's not meant to be straight and it's not meant to be symmetrical. And now, bring attention to your breathing. just for now. Notice your breath. And take your hand and place your hand on your belly. Both hands or one hand, your choice. Okay? And leave your hands on your belly, and so that you can just sense your belly with your hands, and then attending to your breath. When you pay attention to your breathing and your breath, do you get an urge to change how you're breathing? Maybe you've been told that you are breathing incorrectly, and that is maybe not good and creating some pain or something like that. Maybe you've been taught and to breathe in a very certain way. That you need to breathe and using the diaphragm. You shouldn't be using this or that. You should be exhaling. You should be breathing through your nose and you should be exhaling out through your mouth. For how long? Maybe you're thinking about that. But just let your breath happen spontaneously without changing anything. But if you leave your hands and with your hands and observing your belly, and you begin to become, your brain begins to connect with your body, with your belly more clearly. So you can begin to feel the movements of your breath through your hands, through your belly. So do you notice that belly is moving? Not that it should move, not that it shouldn't move, but as the brain becomes more aware, you become more aware of that part of yourself. And it starts to become more active. You can start to feel the movements around the area more clearly. Not something that you make it happen, but it is something spontaneously happens as the brain makes a connection. Now, move your hands to your chest and leave your hands on your chest for a moment. And then at first, movement is maybe not so clear. But again, if you don't really try to make anything happen, if you don't really force anything to happen, then simply observing with your hands, sensing your chest, and then movement and becomes more clear to you as the brain starts to recognize and makes a connection. With each breath you take in, and you begin to sense your chest rising. Not that it should, not that it shouldn't, but it becomes clear to you. It's not a question of what is it correct, what is it wrong. Is this how am I supposed to breathe? Or if I don't breathe correctly, am I going to hurt myself? That is all feeding your nervous system and keeping the nervous system stay in fight or flight. Your body is not broken. Your nervous system is becoming a very, very sensitive and hypervigilant. But know that your body's fine. You're not moving wrong. As the nervous system restores the safety around your body, it'll let you move more freely. There's nothing wrong that you are doing about the way that you are sensing, about the way that you are breathing right now. Now that the breathing becomes freer, your body moves more freely. And notice the changes now. Okay? The key is that you're not imposing any preconceived correction into your body. You're not analyzing, you're not judging whether you are doing something wrong or not, because you are not doing anything wrong. Your body is just fine. Now, you can put your hands down on the floor. Leave your hands on the floor. And notice how your body makes a contact with the floor. Feel the two sides of your body once again. Feel the contact of your body against the floor, or the bed, or the couch, wherever you're lying down. Feel the space between your low back and the floor. Notice how your spine, how your back is now contacting the floor. Space behind. Has anything changed? What happened to breathing quality? And I don't know how you were feeling when you first came in today, but you know. And how are you feeling in your body right now? Just to take a moment to sense once again and to feel your breath, your body. You can sit, stand, any position you like. You can open your eyes. So if you did just a follow and took the time to connect with your body and to feel your body through the breathing, tell me, what did you notice? And feel free and to share that in the chat. And I will leave the chat comments. And so after I'm done with this recording, and so the chat comments and can be seen for by others who will be watching the replay later. So please feel free and to share what you notice and through just a short somatic movement experience, even though you feel like there's no movement, but there's always a movement, right? When you think about the movement, maybe you associate the movement, the word movement, with exercise. But it has nothing to do with an exercise. Exercise is a very, very small part of movement. Movement is everything that we do. It's movement. So, do you still feel like your body is broken? And I hope not. So every time you experience pain